Family, let me tell you something, everybody wants victory, but not everybody knows how to build the kind of team that can actually deliver it. You can have talent, you can have resources, you can even have big dreams, but if your team is broken, divided, or self-centered, you won't win. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link, and a team is only as strong as its unity, vision, and discipline. A team can never rise higher than the vision that leads it. If there is no picture of where you are going, then there is no reason for people to stay motivated on the journey. Vision is the fuel in the tank, it's the compass in the storm, it's the light in the dark. When people join a team without a clear direction, they end up wandering in circles, frustrated and drained. They may have energy, they may have creativity, they may even have ambition, but without vision, all of that potential leaks away. That's why the very first step in building a winning team fast is to establish a vision so clear and compelling that no one can miss it. A vision is not just a slogan you put on the wall or a catchy phrase you say once in a meeting. It's the heartbeat of the team. It's the reason why you gather, why you work, why you sacrifice, and why you keep pushing even when it gets hard. If the vision is weak, the effort will be weak. But if the vision is strong, people will go above and beyond because they know they are running towards something bigger than themselves. Think about how powerful clarity can be. A soldier doesn't fight without a mission. An athlete doesn't train without a goal. A student doesn't study without a graduation date in mind. In the same way, a team cannot function with excellence if it doesn't know exactly what it is pursuing. The vision must be specific. It can't just be, let's do better, or let's succeed. That's too vague, too cloudy, too soft. The vision must answer the questions, what are we after? Why does it matter? What difference will it make if we reach it? When you articulate that, you give your team something to grab hold of. You give them a reason to show up with passion. You give them the energy to push past setbacks because the destination is worth the struggle. But here's the key. The vision must not only be spoken, it must be repeated until it becomes second nature. A leader can't assume people got it the first time. People need to hear it again and again until it becomes part of their DNA. If you were to wake them in the middle of the night, they should be able to state the vision word for word. That's how deeply it should sink in. Because when the vision is etched into the minds of your team, alignment happens. And when alignment happens, acceleration follows. Suddenly, decisions become easier, priorities become clearer, and distractions lose their power. Everyone is moving in the same direction, carrying the same fire, driven by the same purpose. That is why you cannot afford to skip over vision if you want to build a winning team quickly. Without it, you'll waste time, lose energy, and spin your wheels. With it, you'll unlock unity, focus, and momentum that will take your team further and faster than you thought possible. Vision is the starting line in every victory. When you're building a team, it's tempting to look only at who has the flashiest RA sum A, the highest skill set, or the biggest track record of success. And while talent is important, talent without character is a disaster waiting to happen. A winning team cannot be built on shaky ground. You may be impressed by how fast someone can run, but if they're running in the wrong direction, they'll take the whole team off course. That's why you must choose character over talent every single time. Because talent might shine in the spotlight, but character shows up in the shadows. Talent performs when the cameras are on, but character performs when nobody's watching. Talent might win a single game, but character builds a dynasty that can stand the test of time. The truth is, character is the glue that holds everything else together. When the pressure is on, when deadlines are tight, when tempers are flaring, character is what keeps people steady. You can't build trust on skill alone. You build it on integrity, honesty, and reliability. A person with high character may not always be the most gifted in the room, but they will be the most dependable. And dependability is worth more than raw talent when it comes to winning consistently. Because when adversity hits, and it will, talent can fold, but character stands firm. You've seen what happens when teams recruit the most talented person without checking their character. It doesn't take long before drama begins to overshadow productivity. Jealousy creeps in. Gossip starts to spread, egos clash, and suddenly what looked like a team of champions turns into a team of chaos. That's because character is what keeps people humble enough to serve the team above themselves. It's what reminds them that the mission is bigger than their ego. Without character, you'll be constantly putting out fires instead of moving forward. But with character, even if mistakes are made, There is accountability, humility, and a willingness to learn and grow. And here's another truth: talent can be developed. Skills can be sharpened. Training can take someone from average to excellent. But character, that can't be manufactured in a crash course. It's revealed under fire. It's tested in the small things. If someone cuts corners when no one is looking, that same spirit will show up in bigger assignments. If someone lies about small details, they'll lie about the big ones too. That's why, if you want to build a winning team fast, don't just look at what people can do. Look at who they are. Ask yourself, can I trust this person when things get tough? Will they honor their word? Will they put the team above their pride? Those questions matter more than how impressive their skills might appear. So yes, talent might get you noticed, but character keeps you respected. Talent might open the door, but character determines whether you stay in the room. And if you want your team to go the distance, not just for a moment, but for the long run, you must make character the foundation. Because when you choose character over talent, you don't just build a team that can win fast. You build a team that can win again and again. One of the quickest ways to slow down a team is to let everyone operate in confusion. When people don't know what their role is, they either try to do everything or end up doing nothing. And confusion always leads to frustration. That's why a winning team has to have clearly defined roles and responsibilities. Think of the human body. The hand doesn't try to see. The ear doesn't try to walk. Each part has a function, and when it does that function well, the whole body thrives. The same principle applies to a team. When everyone knows their lane, they can run in it with confidence, and together they create something far greater than what they could do alone. Clarity is not a luxury, it's a necessity. You can't assume that people will just figure it out along the way. That approach breeds overlap, duplication, and wasted energy. Two people may spend time working on the same thing, while another area of need is completely ignored. A team without clarity is like an orchestra where everyone is playing their own tune. Each instrument might be excellent, but if they aren't reading from the same sheet of music, all you hear is noise. But when everyone knows their part, even if their role is small, the combined sound creates harmony and power. Defining roles doesn't mean limiting people, it means positioning them for maximum effectiveness. When you give someone a clear role, you empower them to own it. They no longer waste time wondering what they should be doing. They know where they fit, and that confidence releases creativity and initiative. When responsibilities are clarified, accountability becomes possible. You know who to turn to, who to expect results from, and who to celebrate when the work is done well. Without clarity, accountability is impossible, because no one knows who was supposed to handle what in the first place. Now let's be honest. Sometimes people resist having their roles defined because they see it as being boxed in. But the truth is, boundaries create freedom. A football player doesn't complain that he can't play every position on the field. He focuses on his position, trusts his teammates to handle theirs, and together they advance toward victory. The same is true in business, in families and communities, anywhere a team exists. Roles are not meant to restrict, they are meant to release potential. If you want to build a winning team fast, you cannot afford to leave people guessing. Take the time to lay out the responsibilities, put the right people in the right seats. Make it clear who is leading what, who is supporting where, and who is responsible for which outcomes. That clarity won't slow you down, it will speed you up. Because when everyone knows their role, they stop stepping on each other's toes and start stepping forward together. And when a team moves in unity with clarity of purpose, momentum builds, progress accelerates, and victory comes faster than you imagine. Trust is the glue that binds a team together. Without it, even the most talented group of people will collapse under pressure. You can have all the strategy in the world, but if your team members don't believe in each other, success will slip right through your fingers. Trust creates confidence, and confidence produces boldness. A team that trusts one another moves faster, works smoother, and pushes harder because they know they don't have to keep looking over their shoulder. They can focus on the mission instead of being distracted by suspicion. That's why if you want to build a winning team quickly, you must cultivate trust and communication from the very beginning. Communication is the soil where trust grows. When communication is weak, assumptions take over. People start to fill in the blanks with their own fears or suspicions, and that always leads to division. But when communication is strong, transparency builds connection. Leaders who communicate openly earn respect, And teammates who communicate honestly create unity. This doesn't mean flooding people with endless information, but it does mean keeping them in the loop, sharing direction clearly, and addressing problems before they become explosions. Silence is not golden when it comes to teamwork. Silence is dangerous. Silence leaves room for gossip, rumors, and division. But communication brings clarity, and clarity breeds trust. Trust is also developed through consistency. When people say one thing and do another, credibility disappears. But when actions align with words, faith in that person grows. A reliable teammate doesn't have to be the loudest or the flashiest. They just need to be steady. Over time, steadiness builds trust like bricks stacked one on top of the other. And when a team is built on that kind of trust, they can face storms without falling apart. Pressure doesn't break them. It bonds them closer together. Let's be real, building trust isn't always comfortable. It means being willing to have the hard conversations. It means admitting when you're wrong. It means addressing conflict instead of avoiding it. But teams that run from difficult conversations will never reach their full potential. Trust deepens when issues are handled with honesty and respect, not hidden under the rug. Strong communication turns conflicts into opportunities for growth instead of weapons of destruction. And here's the beauty: when trust is present, people will take risks they wouldn't normally take. They'll step out of their comfort zone because they know their teammates have their back. Innovation flows when fear of betrayal is removed. Collaboration thrives when people believe their voice matters. Momentum explodes when every person knows they're valued, heard, and supported. If you want a team that can win and win fast, you must build an environment of trust and open communication.